Hello there App Spy viewers, my name's Peter and I've got a hands-on video for you. This time it is with Satellina. Satellina is a game in which you control this little plus sign in a little white circle and you must pick up all of the green objects in the playfield. So let me show you how you do that. You just tap and hold anywhere on the screen and that allows you to drag things through. Once you've cleared all of the green ones, the yellow ones turn to green and the red ones turn to yellow. And you do it again, and those ones that were previously red should then be green by that point. Each of the stages is a moving puzzle. Everything sort of spins around. I suppose that's kind of where the game gets its name, Satellina, satellite maybe. There's something incredibly satisfying about the game. It's very much it reminds me a lot of Dive Kick, and I'll explain that one in just a moment. Dive Kick is, if you're unaware, it's basically a really simple beat-em-up game in which you can jump and kick, and that's about it. But the real beauty of games like Dive Kick, and the beauty of Satellina, is that it sort of gives you very quick access to the feeling of satisfaction that a very complex genre of game gives the people that are prepared to spend hours and hours and hours of their lives on it. Dive Kick, of course, 2D fighters. Satellina, I would argue, is very close to a bullet hell shooter, like a cave game, a Danmaku shooter. And the reason I say that is that guiding your little plus sign throughout all of these feels a lot like you're trying to avoid bullets in something like Espgaluda, or Dodonpachi, or the wonderful Death Smiles. It just feels like you're constantly moving stuff, but it's also a bit of a pattern. Like, it's recognizing how these bullets, as it were, are moving, how you should best deal with them, and it's also putting in the practice to ensure that you get better and better and better at high scores. And the reason I say better and better and better at high scores is because, oh my word, look at that, is because you might notice that there's a timer in the top left-hand corner of the screen. That each stage you've kind of got 2.5 minutes to get to the end of 5 levels within that stage, and each of the stages is kind of laid out like this. So let's move on to E. The faster that you can do it, the higher up the score tables you actually end up being. Oh, goodness. And that's a big part of this game's appeal, definitely. It's about figuring out how you should get through each section and how you can avoid touching the other colours. There we are. And doing it precisely, doing it quickly, doing it flawlessly, doing it beautifully, and doing it faster and faster and faster. Oh gosh. So if I hit one of these yellow things, there we go, then obviously I have to restart the stage, but the timer is not stopping. So that's kind of part of the appeal of it as well. God, E is difficult. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And that's why I'm absolutely enamoured with Satellina. I'm absolutely in love with it. It looks really basic, and when this plonked into my inbox, I didn't think much of it really. But then I got playing, and yeah, like, it is absolutely wonderful to play. There's also a real satisfaction. The music is just delightful. The sound effects, that little bubble popping sound that you can hear, I think is rather sweet too. Look, this level looks a little bit like the fire thing from Super Mario Brothers. There we go, we'll get rid of that. And it's just incredibly Moorish. You just want to keep playing, you want to reach higher up on those scoreboards. You know, whenever you smack into something you think, oh, I could have done better there, I really could have. And you want to improve, you want to get better. There is, if you're worried about sort of colorblind mode or anything like that, there is going to be one implemented eventually. The game is not out yet. It's kind of coming out at the end of January. I think 22nd of January is the right date on that one. Let me try this one. But there is going to be a colorblind mode implemented at some point. So if you have trouble distinguishing between greens and yellows, then or any other color really, then there's going to be something added. So you can enjoy the fun as well, which I think is a nice little touch, and it kind of shows the commitment from the developer, right? It shows the commitment to the idea. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I rather like this. This is Satellina, not out just yet, but out rather soon. And I think it's rather good. So do let me know if this has tickled your proverbial fancy in the comments below. This is Peter with appspy.com. We review, you decide.